so there are 5 objectives for factoring polynomials. The first one is remove a common factor. The second one is factor by grouping, factor special products, the trinomials, and then solve quadratic equations by factoring, which is like the most important application of this this section, right? And then these are kind of related to each other. So removing a common factor, I think they remove, it's not like you cancel it, it's just like you factored it out. So the remove, maybe it's not because you don't get rid of it, you just, you just kind of take it out of the parentheses. So one example is, how do we factor this guy completely? And what I'm going to show, I can show that on the whiteboard, is that we can take out the biggest factor that's common to everyone. It is kind of like, again, it's like how you would do it if it was with just numbers that already decompose into prime factors. And then you want to try to get the, the largest common, factor from the things. 6x cubed. What else do I have? So 6x cubed y cubed. Right? So here we see 6, 2, and 6. So the largest common factor would be 2, right? If we just compare the numbers. Is everybody okay with that? So I have a 2. And then if I just look at the powers of x, I have an x cubed. Here I have just a single x. And here I have an x cubed. So because of this middle guy here, my largest common factor for x is just x. And then for the y guys, I see that I have y squared, and y cubed. So the largest common factor is y squared, right? And so now I try to take this guy out. So now I have to do, I have to do 6x cubed y squared divided by this guy, right? To factor it. Is everybody okay with that? So I get 3x squared for this one. One way to check if I did it right is to multiply them back. So I have 2xy squared times 3x squared. I'll have 2 times 3 is going to be 6. X times x squared. Remember that the exponents add up in a product. So I have 1 plus 2, so I get x cubed. And then y squared is just y squared, right? For this second guy here, minus 2xy squared divided by 2xy squared, that's just negative 1. Right? They're exactly the same terms, except here it's negative. So I have a minus 1 here. And then, let's say the purple guy. For this guy here, I have 6x cubed y cubed divided by 2xy squared. So I'm with 6 with 2 gives me a 3, right? 6 divided by 2. X cubed divided by x is an x squared. And then y cubed divided by y squared is going to just be 1y. So that's my answer. Is that okay? Is everybody okay with that? So this is actually, and I finished factoring because there's nothing else I could factor out of the negative 1 anymore. right? So this is pretty much it. This is the largest common factor for all three terms. So I take it out, and then the rest I just keep it in the parentheses. Yeah, and then here. Well, I hope I wrote the same thing here, like 3x squared minus 1 plus 3x squared y. So that's what we call taking out a common factor. And the thing is here, if you, one thing is, how do I know it's the biggest common factor that I could get, right? It's not a problem. If I had just said, oh, I'm just going to factor out 2x, then inside the parentheses, you're going to see like, oh, wait, I could actually factor out more things. So you just keep doing this until you can't factor anything anymore. What I mean to say is maybe I only factored 2x first. So I still have maybe this inside. Maybe it's like this. I was like, oh, I think 2x, I can factor out 2x. But then after that, I see, hey, inside this parenthesis, everybody has a y squared. So I could take the y squared out. So then you do, oh, okay, wait, this is 2 times y squared. And then you keep factoring until there's nothing else left for you to factor out. So you don't need to, what I mean to say is you don't need to know like what is the largest common factor the first time. You can do it by steps and then multiply them all together into a big factor outside of parentheses. Yeah.